Okay, we are now live. This is USA Stormwatch Daily. I am storm specialist Jonathan Mitchell here with uh,
And I'm
Vice
Vice
Forecaster
Forecaster
JD
JD Rapp.
as we continue on for today. There we go. We're gonna start off today with the fire danger threat for us here. As we go through Tuesday, it's a critical fire danger threat. So no outdoor burning with a gusty south winds for most of these areas. Any little spark can start a big fire in the biggest critical area. And we're going to touch on a city that did have a fire today, which is Marion. They're at 61, still a little bit of that smoke in the atmosphere, but it is actually partly cloudy while our computer here is going mostly cloudy. It feels like it's 60. The humidity is at 34%, so it's very dry, but the winds are south at 10. JD, you want to talk about that fire in Marion, Illinois today?
Yes. I'll talk about that. I'm going to get my mouse ready to go. Well, that fire started up in parts of Williamson County, Illinois. It's just probably due to some of the strongest winds. I even did a video outside today telling everybody, and I'm a farmer also too, do not burn any brush or anything. It's not worth it. If you try to burn something, it's going to catch somebody's property on fire or anything like that. I mean, we're not talking about a huge drought that would cause a outbreak of fires, but it doesn't take that much. The wind's really blowing today. We have really low humidity at time burning, or you could make a spark go easy and catch something on fire. Am I correct, Jonathan? Am I correct?
Yeah. You know, any little spark can start a big fire here. There we go. There we go. A little spark can start a big fire. And now the graphics are choosing to act up. So here's what we are going to go ahead and have some fire maps to show you. There we go. Here is what the fire danger is looking like through Thursday. It's elevated for you in the orange. And on 30 Texas, Oklahoma points west, you will have fire danger ahead here. That's what's going to be going on if you're in
So please do not burn if you need to.
West. So elevated to critical from Santa Fe on down over the it's a critical threat from Guyman, Oklahoma to Amarillo on over to Santa Fe. We got the critical oh goodness golly. Okay. We're gonna JD, we're gonna switch to the models while I try to get this back up here. Because it just crashed.
You want me to switch to the models?
X'd out all of it, so we're gonna add we're gonna add the models to the screen.
What do you want me to do?
And we're gonna remove my screen.
Still there?
Okay.
I'm back.
We're, we're both having issues, and I am trying to get the graphics up. We're gonna change the lower third here. Trying to fix this.
You want
They did
me to start talking while you're
crash,
fixing stuff?
so I gotta bring them back up. Yeah, go ahead.
Want me to show some the supercell composite?
Go ahead.
Alright, I was gonna show you. I want to show you by the supercell composite right now, while Jonathan's working on some equipment. Um, trying to see here. Put my face back up here. I gotta find what I'm gonna show everybody at. Uh, looking at a couple models, folks. The last couple days, it's showing us we're starting to get some pretty decent storms, especially over here, Jonathan, with that red color, that orange color, right? That's where we're starting
Yeah,
to see the biggest number you
that
get
orange.
is when you where you can see
Mm-hmm.
syndicate. Now we're getting up to a 7, Jonathan, on the supercell composite. That's pretty strong once you get over 7, right? So
Right.
luckily, we gotta have to keep an eye on this because here's some of the sounding that I've been looking at, and you can just see we got a weak tornado, and we're starting to get some supercell composites. So this just tells you we could see some storm. Sorry
Okay.
about that. I hit the wrong button,
So
Jonathan.
what just happened is he was kicked out. So
Hold on a second. I can fix
again,
that, okay?
tech
Alright, I'm back, everybody.
issues.
Um
I am trying
yeah,
to get this fixed right now.
so we still have
So he was kicked out.
weak
I'm still
tornado
here.
type thing, so we definitely
Um,
we still gotta. So these storms still could be
operating right now.
strong, and you could see how strong it is on Thursday, starting to get up to another 6. So definitely storms could get very strong. And we definitely still got to keep these in mind, Jonathan, right? But they still could get pretty strong, right? So that still shows some orange there. So that's what we have.
Okay.
So these storms we do have to watch. So you need to watch this and see. We're going into Thursday, and you can see the colors really drop off, but you still got to keep an eye on them, though. And models will continue to keep it kind of quiet after Saturday in Oklahoma. But look at this, we have to watch for next week. There's another one, but it looks a lot weaker than the first one, so we definitely got to watch that also too. I mean, models are picking this up, and Jonathan had this right here. Yeah, and this is just showing up with the heck of it, so just don't worry about this right now. These colors are not even nothing. What I've been seeing next week, I'll even show by the real forecast what we could see next week is that possibility. Excuse me, the possibility after we have that one shot of severe weather, and we do have this to keep an eye on. I'll flip through here. Is we get that through? Have a big
JD. I have the
yes.
I have the graphics back up now, so computers corroborating. Let's pop them
Okay.
in, and we'll touch on the storm system a bit more right now. So here is the overview of what's going to go on for the midweek storm system. Wednesday is a dry line, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, isolated hail, and also an isolated tornado, although that is not up there. We get a cold front on Friday and Saturday, maybe some wind and hail. Tornado threat is low, but it's not zero. We get a capping inverter in place over the warm sector with temperatures in the 70s, but one thing, a tornado outbreak. So I want you to remember that.
Yeah, somebody popped up a question here.
Tornado outbreak for you here. Nick has, we're going to go ahead and answer your question here in a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the other lower thirds. Is it possible that Northeast Illinois will get some severe weather? Let's pop that. Is it possible Northeast Illinois will get some severe weather? Let me run through the slides so I can answer your question here. So we're going to leave his question up, and we're going to go ahead and run through the slides. Again, this is a midweek storm system. Wednesday is 2 days away. Now, Northeast Illinois has a chance of heavy rain. Okay, heavy rain for the next 3 to 7 days.
All right, and here's one more question he asked.
Weather Prediction Center. It's for the next 3 to 7 days. Severe weather's in the yellow area. That's what they're thinking. But let me go through these.
And
This is March 10th, uh, Thursday of next week. We're getting uh, lead it up. Here is, which is Wednesday. Remove the will be right back, JD. Severe storm outlook. This is for Wednesday. Isolated hail, isolated tornado threat. And you can see it's in that little tiny area. Iowa, Kansas, Wichita. Now let's go through the weekend. Friday, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. Saturday, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas.
Yep.
Sunday, Louisiana, East Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, possibly Illinois for the weekend.
Yeah.
And if we back up to what he was asking about Thursday. Thursday, nobody will see severe weather. Just to let you know. Here is the severe
I'll tell them why in a second.
For Wednesday. Okay. Thursday, no one will see severe weather. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's a chance. But it's it's not likely as we go through the next few days. Wednesday's threat has better dynamics than the weekend storm system, so the weekend may just be all rain, like a flooding, with some wind in there. So we will watch that as we go on here for the next couple of days. Now let's move on.
Take it to grain of salt.
Let's run through these graphics. Yeah. Let's run through these graphics. Hopefully, one will work now because right now they're frozen. Graphics. We just explained Nick's question. If you have any other questions about your area, St. Severe weather, you can throw them in here. We are streaming on many different channels here. So, if you have any questions about St. Severe weather, you can go ahead and, come on in and you can ask whatever particular questions you do have in terms of getting that severe weather here. So we only have March 12th through the 14th here. Oh, I see why it's not working. There we go. But one thing we do
that's
have
going to be hail and damage and winds.
Yeah, hail and damage and winds for the weekend. But the thing is, we still do have that very, very strong cap in place. And with that being said, that means it's going to be a severe weather outbreak, which is really good. It's saying that we won't have a severe weather outbreak. Now, the thing is, on Wednesday, Ian's going to be out in the field. Me and JD are going to be breaking in when needed, and we'll have Ian send in live reports for us.
Yes.
As we go through wind, because
then Isaac will help us too.
Is a bit of a better risk, to get some better weather as we go through the next couple of days.
Then if Isaac's not working, he'll help us out too.
All hands on deck.
The whole crew be here.
Right. So all hands on.
Here, I was going to show
all hands on deck over the weekend. So again,
let me show somebody here. Can I show them the? I'm going to show them this, okay, you quick, before we go into something, okay? I was going to show them our little... This is why we're not going to get severe weather that one week. Take a look at this, folks. This is freezing rain. Now, I mean, everybody thinks winter's potentially a freezing rain. We're going to have to keep an eye on next week, and I'll have Jonathan kind of touch up with this.
Yeah, so the thing is, next week it'll be a cold snap. Winter's going to end cold. I'm actually going to have to go back before I post my extended forecasts for my area. I'm going to have to drop temperatures for the middle of next week and add in rain, maybe snow chances. So if we look at Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas could see freezing rain and snow as we go through the middle of next week. Why? It'll be an Arctic cold front moving down. Arctic air is returning next week. Yes, Arctic air is returning next week. Will it be as cold as the last one? At the moment,
winter's back.
Just like with the last one, we were going 44. You know what I'm going with now for next week. Upper 50s at first, and a day later we dropped into the 40s, then a day later into the 30s, and then a day later to the 20s, and then a day later into the teens. So there is a chance this could be another blast of Arctic air that
And
could
here's
go
the
down in
ice
history,
accumulation.
and we'll watch it. See, that ice goes all the way down into
Here's the ice
Texas, so there's a
accumulation.
chance of ice and snow as we go through the following week. But let's jump. Let's focus on what we got going on now, and that's dealing with this cap. We have a cap in place. It's not going to be a severe weather outbreak, but what is a cap? I've been showing this a lot for the past couple of days. What is a cap?
Let me
You
tell.
know, um, go ahead. You can go ahead and explain over the graphic. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll explain the cap. A cap, folks, is where storms. If the cap's on, if the lid's on, storms ain't going to feed into it. If the cap breaks, if you just like, let's just use an example. If I shove this soda up right here, it's going to explode. That's how storms will do. They'll get into that cap and they'll explode, and that's how storms
Right.
get going. If you, especially with the dry line, also too, same thing. So definitely take it with a grain of salt. This ain't going to be an outbreak, and and like I said, you asked us 100 times, in the last couple of days, in ahead of a week. We're not going to know if there's going to be severe weather. We still have to have weather balloons to go on the data, or we won't know what's going to happen. So this is several days away. Stay tuned. Me and Isaac, Ian, Jonathan, and the whole team, and we'll keep you updated. But like I said, we're still not going to know about Wednesday because it's a week away, right?
No, Wednesday is 2 days away. Today's Monday. Wednesday is 2 days away, March the 10th.
And like I said, I think next week's going
is
to
when we get the weather.
be worse.
Next week will be more of a winter storm. This week will be severe weather. So the weather's going to flip a flop. A cap is a warm inversion in the upper atmosphere that limits any storm development. And that cap will be in place in Texas for sure, but Dallas will see some stronger weather as we go through the weekend. Let's look at this extended forecast from the Stormwatch group here. 74 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, no rain, but it will be windy. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, winds up to 30, gusts up to 45, maybe 50. Wind advisories may go in effect. But look at the morning lows. 55 to start off Wednesday.
Yeah.
Very warm Thursday morning at 62. And then Thursday afternoon, it's up to 80. Cold front moves in Friday.
Wow.
Thunderstorms, which could be severe on Saturday at 69 with hail and wind likely. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna do a little touching on that wind you're talking about. Even we see winds up to about 50 miles an hour, folks. We could have some trees and power lines could snap a little bit. You could have some isolated power outages due to that wind, right?
Right. Yes, you could. Now, this is a couple of days old. This was from Ian. This was from Storm Specialist Ian.
Yep,
he was
said
talking
to share
about
with
over the weekend about the stronger weather. And if you look at that sounding over there, we have a cap in place. Let's see if I can find the clicker part. Where is it on the? Okay. Anyway, you can see that sounding over here. We have what I like to call a cap in place for most of a good chunk. We're going to zoom into that. You see this? That I just zoomed into. This area here, this bent green line. Now,
that's
means severe weather will be nasty and likely. But we have a bending line that shows your cap. So, and it's a very strong cap too with 60 to 67. So that's a strong cap with only 7 degrees off. So that's a good cap that's in place. Now, in this red area, Wednesday into Thursday, it could be some storms, Oklahoma, Kansas.
Yep.
Missouri, Illinois, St. Louis is in this, okay? We can't rule it out for St. Louis.
Yes, St. Louis is in that.
So the people asking about northeastern
just take
Illinois,
it to grain of salt.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it materialize.
Yeah, we just don't see it. But still,
well, we can't.
Still,
we're a bit
take it to grain of salt.
We're a bit more confident. We're a bit more confident on what will go on Wednesday through Friday. That's why the Weather Service went ahead and put these outlooks
Mm-hmm.
out. Um, let's back that up. Let's look at Wednesday. This is March 10th. Thursday, there's nothing. There's Wednesday, so it's actually the areas that's highlighted: Oklahoma, Iowa. Let me go back. Iowa, just south of Des Moines, over there into Missouri. Those areas are highlighted for severe weather. Now let's look at the WPC, the Weather Prediction Center again.
Yeah.
In the brown, that's severe drought. In the
Mm-hmm.
blue, Denver, Durango, and Colorado. On into the mountains of New Mexico towards Santa Fe, that's heavy snow. Severe weather in the yellow for the up to a week, but it'll more likely change it to snow and ice next weekend. Next week, or I should say Wednesday and Thursday. This time next week, we'll be tracking possibly a winter storm, and then heavy rain in the green. While this time we're
Mm-hmm.
tracking a severe weather event, not an outbreak, more like a linear squall line moving through, producing heavy rain, heavy wind with a lot
But
of severe
still,
thunderstorm warnings on it
take it with a grain
coming.
of salt. Wind's bad.
And you can't really take this with any more grains. We're a bit closer. This is Wednesday of this week. Today is March 8th.
Yep.
2 days from now is March 10th. So that's why we're getting more accurate and more precise.
Yeah.
This time last
Yeah, let
week
me do
when we
some
did
talking here for a
Stormwatch,
second.
okay, let's see.
I was going to do a little talking for a little bit and tell people about her. I was just going to talk about the safety reasons. Well, since we're getting close to one of our weather events, I was going to prepare people about the severe weather event. But first I'll say, if you go under tornado warning, get centered and get covered. Get away from the windows. I mean, if you're out about, I know a lot of schools are in session. You'll do what they do there. If you go under a severe thunderstorm warning, just get away from the
Mm-hmm.
windows and you should be fine. Like I said, this is not going to be an outbreak, but still, you got to be aware. Have a weather radio, turn your TV on. If you have a tablet or a cell phone, just like me and Jonathan and all them, just stay tuned to us. If we go under a tornado warning, we will break right in to keep you updated, or the severe thunderstorm warning producing some very strong winds will pop on. And there's any mesoscale discussions over
Right.
a watch, we'll be here as long as there's a fret. So you got to have multiple ways to have warnings that day. I mean, I hope we're wrong. Don't get
Exactly.
nothing, because we don't want to see a huge twister marching through some kind of town, destroying buildings and who knows what. So we like being on the page, but we can't build buildings back. We
Exactly.
can't build lights back. That's the thing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So
And
you want to say
you will.
anything about
I'm
the same
telling.
thing, me?
I'm telling you. Oh, I'm telling you. Over the weekend, um, we'll do multiple turnovers. JD being in 1 second, I'll be in the next. Then you have Isaac and Ian. Ian will probably be out on the field, but you'll have Isaac and me and JD switching back and forth on certain particular warnings. We'll all be switching around.
Maybe Jacob also too, if he posts.
Okay,
And I'll
we'll
be
have
here for long
all
as a
hands
fret.
on
See,
deck.
like I said.
All hands on deck are
Okay.
ahead, and yeah, we're gonna watch the severe weather, although it's not a high threat. I'm gonna tell you that this is not gonna be a huge severe weather threat. Wednesday, it's a marginal
But it
risk.
only takes
Hail,
one
isolated
tornado.
tornado. Um,
It only takes
we're
one
going
storm to cause a
to
damage, and
lose
you're in
a
trouble.
hail, isolated tornado. Right, that here. That was Wednesday. Hail, isolated tornado will be the main threats for both of those days. I'm going to pop up something else here to show everybody for the metropolitan area, the Dallas or Texas division down here. I'm telling you, there's going to be a winter storm next week. Also, another Arctic cold front next week. So this time next week, instead of us talking severe weather, we'll be talking winter weather. See how it changes? Just like that. Just like it did last month. It was -2 one day,
I'm
Then it
back.
ended up being 81 just a week later. So the weather is going to turn crazy. It's going to get cold again. We're going to be
Yes.
in the 80s this week and across a good chunk of the country.
Yep.
We're talking about a winter storm during spring break. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so let's go ahead and get prepared for that. Some have spring break next week, while others have spring the week after next. For
Yeah. Let
but
me show you something
spring break,
here.
a winter storm
Yeah.
is
Let me.
possible. I'm not saying likely,
Yeah.
but
Let
a
me.
cold.
Oh, can I show you something, Jonathan?
But I'm going to promise you one thing: an Arctic front is likely to move through the United States next week. How much moisture is with it? We don't know. We don't know how much moisture. He has the ice
We don't know
accumulations
yet.
here. So let's look
Yeah,
at
I'll show
them.
you that
Some
quick.
freezing rain,
Here's
some
what I'm
snow,
getting
some sleet.
concerned at. See,
Next
we're
week,
starting
it's
to
a
get over at
possibility. And we
0.30. So,
go ahead.
folks, we're starting to get some very heavy ice accumulation with this. So take a look at this, Jonathan. I take it out all the way through the 24th. This is just showing you ice accumulations. Almost 0.56. So that's almost a half
Well,
inch,
through the
right? So we
24th,
could
there
get some
won't be any
significant.
more winter.
So
We'll
back it
watch
up
it
just a little bit. Maybe that'd
because
be.
there is likely going to be, I tell you one thing, there is likely going to be colder air. Um, Another Arctic front is moving through next week. How much colder air?
Yeah,
At this point, I have no
we
clue.
don't know.
The temperatures, I just see
But
new models coming. I'm going to lower my temperatures in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area next week. I'm going to lower my temperatures. I have them at 59 and 57. I'm going to drop of 10 degrees.
okay, again,
Um,
I was gonna say if the ice storm would get if this becomes a significant ice event again, we will do brief
to
cut-ins on that too. We'll keep you updated on each thing.
47.
Still there?
For the middle of next week and drop the lows into the 30s, around freezing. So what we have coming next week is going to be a winter storm setup. Okay, next week is not a severe outbreak. Next week will be a cold outbreak because we'll
Yep.
get again next week like we had in February. How bad will this one be? It's too early to tell.
We don't
But
know.
the National Weather
Yeah, way
but the
too
National
early.
Weather Service is
And
saying this. I'm telling you, the National Weather Service is saying it's going to be a cold end to the month of March. But if you take this cold air, all us get is this colder air to go ahead and ruin the warmer air that we have for the month of March. So
yeah, I
JB
mean,
wants to
if
see
you
some
walk up to
talking.
me
Go
and
ahead.
Jonathan and say, "Yeah, just want to talk a little bit more about this ice event,"
No,
if
JB.
you walk up to us all week and
Go back
say,
to the models and go to go to just
that,
go ahead and show rain accumulations. Um, Not freezing rain. Show
okay,
rain
let me
total
pull that
precip.
up. Okay, I got that. Let me see. All right, let me go through this. And you can just see, we're going to see some very heavy precipitation this
Show the
week.
total precip
I'll have to pull up
accumulation.
more. And you can see, look at this. We're starting to get rain all the way through the 14th. Look at this, Jonathan. Almost are going to see 4 inches from it. So definitely flash flooding is going to be
Right.
a concern.
Some of those
If
isolated
you
spots do have
see,
over half inch of ice. Now, if you just get 1/10 of an inch of ice, that causes problems. But pull up the precipitation, just
yeah,
liquid.
and I'm
Pull
going
up
to tell
liquid.
people the Wicklow what?
Yes, that's the severe weather. So
Like I said, if you
next
get,
thunderstorms this week.
you need this. freezing rain model. All right,
We're
I'll pull up just through next week, and you can
emphasize
see.
on that flooding.
What?
Flooding will. Oh my goodness! You see, go back. Look at Kentucky and Tennessee. You see those blues? That's 7-8 inches. That's 7 to 10 inches of rain.
Okay. Okay, let me pull that up. Let's go to precipitation amounts again. And you can just see, I'm going to move this, and you can see, I take it all the way through the 17th. Look at this. Almost 4 inches. And you're starting to get
I mean,
almost
that's
5,
crazy.
6.
What we got
Yeah, this
right
is
there.
crazy.
So,
Almost maybe even
here in a few minutes,
close to even.
I'm going to run through the
I'm going
Dallas
to tell
Fort Worth area, and
people.
then we're going to be done until tomorrow.
Let me tell you about the flooding again. Do not drive your car through a flooded roadway. You do not drive it through a flooded roadway. You're not going to make it, Jonathan, right?
Yeah, if you look at that,
Yeah, you start seeing almost 7 inches. You are not going to make it through it. If you even try to attempt to go through a flooded roadway, it's not going to work.
no, you're not. You shouldn't even try to do it in
And
the
once you
first
see,
place.
no, and people do it all the time, and that's what irritates me. Same thing with the ice
Yeah.
here. We're starting
So
to.
if you
I'm
see
checking
7
models
to 10
out.
inches from Kentucky through Tennessee on into parts of the Mississippi Valley.
Do not drive through it because this is not very good. Because
No,
these numbers could add up. We could see more. Because I'm getting
no.
these numbers are going to be bad, and you definitely don't want to drive your car through it. I mean, do not try it.
Well, let me be
I mean,
honest
there's
with
going
you,
to be
JD.
flash flood
I
watches
didn't
out
think
if
there was
that
going to
continues.
be another cold
So those
snap
bear.
for a little while. But I am just from from the new model data I'm looking at from my area. JD, for the new model area, uh, JD, JD, for the new models that just for the new.
I have the mute button on by accident. Sorry about that. I'm here now. Can you hear me, Jonathan?
Anyway, for the new models that have came out here, we're looking
Mm-hmm.
at a cold snap next week. How much moisture is available, we don't know, but we're going to focus on the severe weather coming because that's closer and we can get through it. We can go through that a bit faster. I'm over here just now updating what we got going on in the metro area. I've dropped temperatures next week on down Wednesday, Thursday. Have that wintry mix chances. It's a possibility, but it is not likely.
Mm.
So again, we're gonna go back to those models here because myself is not ready to go here for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of rain. That is a lot of rain.
Yes, pull the models up. Thank you. Now go to total.
Alright.
Go to total snow.
Okay, let's see. Total snow, a 10
JD.
thing.